Hey guys, welcome to the official 2022 EVO 3 software operational video tutorial.
Brute Force SEO is back and in control. What's next?
Rank everything, everywhere.
In this tutorial, I'm going to go through every aspect of this software, so it might take a while. That being said, I've designated chapters along the bottom of the video and in the description so you can jump to any section that you need info on easily. The video starts off. It's a very simple software to use and works straight out of the box if you follow the simple instructions to make all this work. The beauty of how we've constructed this software is that once your project is set up, you can run it again and again without touching anything and run the next project and subsequent projects using less than 2 minutes of your time. So I'll show you how simple it is to use. Then I'll start from the beginning again and go through each step of the software, then discuss the Google accounts and how to set up your content resources, and we'll go through it step by step. So to start with, you start the software, load an existing project like I have here. This is how simple it is to use once your project is set up. Select the Google account, click next, keywords are there, title, tags, description content. This is where we put links, GMB info, article content, other links that we want to get ranked. Next, this is where you select your thumbnail folder that's got all your beautiful thumbnails in it, your image folder, your video folder, the YouTube URL that you would like to get views from the EVO network. Simple. Click on Start New Project and click on Start Work. Boom. EVO is going to go out there and make unique video content, individual videos for each video it live streams to your YouTube account. Unique title, unique description, then a unique title on the Google sites created, unique content inside the Google sites created, article content, all linked together. Then it will spit out a PDF with all of those links created for you for each keyword phrase you entered in the software. Pretty simple stuff. Okay, so I've opened Windows Explorer. This is my C drive. Now, if we all do this the same, create a folder called EVO Projects. So if support ever needs to log into your computer, we know where to go to find your content. So we'll create a new folder and we'll call this folder Project X. What's important about naming folders is the same with images or any file names. No special characters, only letters and numbers, and no spaces. So now I will create an images folder, or I'll call it thumbnails. I'll create another new folder called video content. Boom. That's all we need. Now I'll create a text file which will have all of the keywords, article content, tags, and we'll go from there. So this is how I set up a project. First off, start off with keywords, title, description content, tags. Then I save this file in C, EVO Projects, Project X, and I'll call this Project Info. So now we've got everything we need here. Now I feel like I'll complete this Project Info. And now we've got 2 YouTube URLs to put in our project, and the first one will be YouTube playlist and the second one will be YouTube views URL. So EVO creates a playlist on YouTube and populates that playlist with the videos that it live streams, and it puts it inside that playlist. But what it gives you the ability to do is put a YouTube URL, a YouTube video at the top of that playlist. So if you are promoting a company with blue widgets and you've got all blue widget keywords, and they've got a YouTube video about blue widgets, that is the YouTube URL you put in here. So EVO's created a YouTube playlist based on this niche. Then you put the YouTube video that you want to get views from that playlist at the top of that list, and that will get views. Typically that will be a customer's sales video or what have you. So typically that's a video that you want to get views for your customers. And the beauty of this is you own the Google account. So if at any point they stop paying, you can either remove that video or put in another customer's video to enjoy the views that that playlist generates. It's also important to note that these YouTube playlists rank really well in the YouTube search algorithm. But not only that, they rank in Google Organic as well. So that's a massive feature we've added to this software. And then the second YouTube views URL is the YouTube video you enter in here will get viewed all around the globe by other EVO members. It plays it in the background. It plays the full duration of the video. No, that's not correct. We've put a limit of 10 minutes. It will only view 10 minutes. Otherwise, if people put in 3-hour webinar videos, it will clog the system. So we've reduced it to a maximum of 10 minutes, and most YouTube videos are short anyway, and that allows more views to be established between all of us in our YouTube network. So how it works is you put your YouTube video that you want to get views in the EVO software, and while your EVO software is open on your computer, it will be playing other members' videos in the background silently and liking those videos and subscribing to those channels as well at a random designated amount of times that I've come up with to give us likes and subscribers, but under the threshold of being picked up for spam. And we've been using it for a very long time. It's working very, very well. Now, I've been using this feature extensively myself on my own hobby YouTube channel, and what I've found is this. So you've got a new video that's released into the marketplace. It's optimized for particular keywords, but what I've determined is that when you run that video in the EVO network, the YouTube algorithm sees that it's getting attention and it's getting engagement, so it gives it a little bump in the search algorithm. So it puts it out there more than if your video was sitting there by itself doing nothing, purely relying on keywords in the title, description, etc. And actually, I might as well pull one up now. What I've determined that is, if I give 100 views to my own YouTube video, I get about 500 back. So I will run it for a day, give it a rest, and then as the views start to go down, I'll run it again for a day, get another 100 views, and it pops back up, I'll get another 500, and it works extremely well. So here's my channel that I've been experimenting on, and I think you can see down here the amount of views I'm getting for a brand new channel, which is exceptionally good. Nearly 9,000 views on this one, and nearly 4,000 views on this one, and they are not all from EVO for sure. What EVO does is tells the YouTube algorithm that this is getting attention. Since it's getting attention, they like to promote content that's getting organic attention. So we are mimicking organic attention, which bumps it up higher in the search algo, which gets real views. So of these 9,000 views, I think I've supplied maybe 5, 6, maybe 700 views, and the rest are organic, purely because I told the algorithm that it's getting attention, so it gives it attention back. It's really difficult to stress how important this feature is in the EVO software, having the ability to influence YouTube and generate views. Based on these views alone that I'm getting here, I could get a sponsorship deal for the next video, considering I can guarantee minimum 4,000 views, which is awesome. So I'm not going to do that, I don't need to do that, but for anyone wanting to start a new YouTube channel, this is just the investment for EVO alone, just for this, is more than worth your money. I can guarantee it. So we've got a text file. I'll populate this and come back. Okay, so I've populated the text file. Typically here I've got 4 keywords. Generally in a project I like to use 5 keywords. In the last project I just needed to target those 4 terms. But generally in a EVO project I like to use 5 keyword phrases. Now, first thing about keywords. In the projects we've seen support, often we see that they're all lowercase, and it just makes it look like spam. Let me show you how they look in Google. So these are the keywords here. If they were all lowercase, that would look really spammy. While we're here on these results, this is a Google site that EVO created, and that is the thumbnail that was used in the software, and now Google is showing the images of Google sites in the search results, as you see here. So it's important to have uppercase letters used in the appropriate places, and it's massively important to use incredible thumbnail images, because it will be displayed in front of people, right in front of their eyes. And if you go to images, they will index in images as well, and look how that thing stands out. If I had a dodgy thumbnail, it would be there. So it's important to use a great designer to create your thumbnails for the businesses that you are representing in Google. Actually, another thing, I really like this site, ConvertCase. So I can't remember how it goes, but it's capitalized case, boom. So you put all your keywords in there, Control Z, no, it doesn't do it. Capitalized case, boom. So when you collect your keywords, come to convertcase.net, put them in here, click on capitalized case, and that is all done for you very easily. Thank you very much. So we've got our keywords in uppercase. Now let's talk about the title. Okay, so let's create a new project. So we'll call this Project X, no spaces. Click Add. Beautiful, there it is there. I'll be talking more about Google accounts later on in the video, so for now we'll do this. Select that, click Next. So go to our text file. Playlist video URL, copy and paste that in there. Keywords. One per line, perfect. Very simple, click Next. Now the title. So now, if you look here, it tells you what we can use in this section of the software. So that there is what's called a keyword token. So wherever you put this keyword token in this software, that token will be replaced with the keyword phrase it's working on. So if it's doing the first video, it will use this first keyword phrase. So if you put the keyword token here in the description, that's any content that goes in here will go in the description of the YouTube video that EVO is creating, and also as the main body of the Google site that's created. So if you put a keyword here, it will go at the top of the description of YouTube, and will also go at the top of the content area of the Google site. Also, so now you can see we've got a keyword token, a table of contents token, and Spintax and article. All this content in here can be up to 4,000 characters maximum, and you can count how many characters there are by checking the Spintax. And we have a word count of 1 and a total of 4 characters. So let's talk about Spintax. Spintax is really simple. Spintax. So it basically works like this: word 1, pipe, word 2, pipe, word 3, and close it out. So if that's our Spintax, we put that in here, and when we test the Spintax, it's randomly going to choose one of these words each time the software loads this page. So we test the Spintax. So you can see that changing there. Spintax is amazing because each time EVO reads this content and puts it in a YouTube description or a Google Sites content area, it will be different than the one before. So we'll do another set of Spintax. 1, 2, and we'll check that. The more Spintax you have, the more variations there are in the content that you put there. So using, where's my text document? This is my description. I paste that in there. Check the Spintax. There's no Spintax on the GMB, or what's the new term for GMBs? I'm so used to it. Google Business Profile. So anyway, see here, I've used Spintax with the URLs for the Google My Business. So one is the Maps URL, the other one is the page share URL, and the other one is the short link. So you can just see that there. But most importantly, look at the character count and the word count. It changes every time. So each time EVO puts this content on a YouTube video or Google site, it will be different from any one that has been done before. So let's talk about the title. We've got a keyword token, and we've got Spintax, and we've got another keyword at the end. As we know in SEO, the title is everything, so I like to get the keyword phrase in twice into the title, but we are limited by 100 characters in the title of a YouTube video. So to determine how many characters we are using, we need to know how long the longest keyword is, and that is over here. The longest one is 33 characters long. So we've got the keyword token twice. 33 double is 66. So we check the Spintax over here. And that fits within the 100 character limit, so that's perfect. I've got the tags in, which is the keyword first, other keywords, and then I've got Spintax just to make sure they're unique. Now we need to discuss article content and Spintax and the best ways to do it. So we've got two options here. We've got content here, generate Spintax, and that will be the result, which we can copy and paste into there. So let's find an article on red widgets. So I'm going to grab this paragraph, oops, put that in here, and you can see the link there. Link loader page, article spinner, generate Spintax, boom. Copy that. Put that in there. Recheck. And now we have successfully spun that article, and every time EVO produces a new video or Google site, the article content will be different than any one previously generated before. That is one way to do it, and I've used it and it's been very successful. Or the other way is to use Mike's page rewriter. The beauty of this is that you can source content for any niche and get really, really good article content, and then not only rewrite it, get its AI engine to rewrite it so it passes copyscape. So it will be original, high quality content, and you can then use it. Then you can use that content in EVO. You can have high quality article content, which obviously will help it rank in YouTube and Google, but it will be completely 100% unique from any other content out there. Plus it supplies the H tags, the meta titles, the alt tags. It's a really, really great project. So I will source an article, I'll use the article rewriter, the AI rewriter to rewrite it for me, and then I spin that and I get this. Control A, Control V, and there is my beautiful original spun content that I can use now forever and a day. I can literally set this project up and run the same project at least 100 times or more, but just change the keyword phrases and the entire projects will be different. So we've got the title, tags, article content. So that was just an example. I'll get rid of that. Actually, one thing I really like to do using Spintax is when I'm dropping links to sites that I like to promote, every site has got different URLs. So let's say home.com HTTP. Okay, so that's the root, the absolute base of a domain. If it's a WordPress site, we can do /index.php, same link, different name. Another one would be https home.com/index.php. So now we've got a different one. Now another one would be the same as that, but www. Now the next different one would be, so there's 5 different variations of the same URL. To avoid spam penalties, if we have hundreds of links coming into one site and they're all identical, that just sets off a trigger in the spam filter. So we can easily have, we're promoting home.com bracket pipe pipe, pipe, and then close it out with the bracket, and that will be the link that I use, which means every time a project is created, a link goes out to home.com, but it's a different link every time. You can do the same with, if you want to promote internal links. Product 1, two, so it would be like that: pipe, delete, pipe, delete, close it out. Now that we can send links to internal pages that way and never have to change a project up again. So this YouTube video and this Google site is sending a link to one internal page on the website you're promoting, and the next video and Google site will be doing a different internal page, which I find very useful, and I just like to keep stuff as random as possible to avoid any spam filters. So from my text file I paste in the description. Now you'll notice the first thing, oops, is the title token, and wherever you put this title token, it will be replaced with a title created by the software up here. So if that's the title, wherever you put this token, it will be replaced with that title, which is very, very cool and really helps optimize your YouTube videos and Google site listings. Then I have, in this instance, I've got the Google My Business or Google Profiles information there, links to the above article content, and down below I've put the table of contents token, and wherever you put this token, it will, I'll show you what it looks like. So we go back here, I'll open this video in a new tab. There it is there. I'll pause it. Now this is the results of the table of contents token. What it does, it creates these timestamps here, so that is the keyword we're targeting, and these are the other keywords we put in the software beside a timestamp. So that is all relevant content, which helps these videos rank very well, and these are also internal links on YouTube linking back to this exact same video at different times. If you look down in the status bar down here, so even more links just by putting that simple table of contents token. And if you go up here, they're called chapters, chapter 1, 2, and it's got the keywords that we're targeting, chapter 4. Very, very cool. These really help your videos rank very well, so make sure you use this table of contents, and you can put that anywhere you like in the description. So let's click on next. So this is where you select your thumbnail. Now remember, we've got these content projects, so it's C Drive, EVO projects, Project X, thumbnails. So I'll go to the same location, C Drive, EVO projects, Project X, thumbnails, done. Very, very simple. Images folder, I just use this, I use the same as the thumbnails. EVO projects, thumbnails. Now, okay, so there's some golden rules for images and videos. Folder names have no spaces. Image and video name, They have no spaces in them. Images equals JPG or PNG. Videos equal MP4 or WMV. That's it. If you follow these rules, you will have no dramas whatsoever. It's amazing. And also the main thing, and no special characters in the file names. So only letters and numbers, no spaces, and we're good. So if you see here, no spaces, just letters. The only special character we use is the underscore, which is acceptable. So you select that, boom, it's done there. Now we go to Project X, video content, select the video, open it, all done. Now we have a special box here. If you want your videos to be, if you number the videos 1 through 8, for example, and you select this box, it will create the video first using the first video, second video second using the second video. We had a few requests for that, for this feature by our beta testers, so we put that in there. Typically I don't use it. I like to keep stuff as random as possible, but that option is there if you want to use it. The YouTube video to watch, so you go to your, oops, not that, text file, YouTube views URL. This is the video that's going to get views from our EVO network from all over the planet, and likes as well, and subscribes. Put likes on the video, yes. Put comments on. Actually, the comments aren't working in our system at this point in time. We've had a few issues figuring out how to do that. We can, but it's not to the quality that I'm happy with, so I've put that on hold for now, but that will come eventually. So click next, and basically that's it. Your project is now set up, meaning you can run it over and over again as many times as you like. Click on New Project, click on Start Work, and that's it. Now the software is going to render. What it does is it grabs the video files that you supplied plus the image files you supplied, and adds the images to the front and rear of that video at different durations, which means every video that is live streamed to that YouTube account from the content supplied is unique to any other video previously created, which means you can run this same project over again and again and again. And I've literally done it hundreds of times. That's how powerful this software is. And that's where the power is in this software, saving you enormous amounts of time. Can you imagine doing a project with 8 videos in EVO and doing all of this by hand? Not even to mention, a lot of it you can't do by hand because of our network, but it would take a week to do one project. And what I'm showing you here is that once a project is set up, it will take you literally 2 minutes. Start the software, click next, 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 boom, forget about it. EVO does the work in the background, and it saves you a week time, and it costs you an investment of 2 minutes of your time. Very, very powerful. So it's already rendered the first video, and it's so it will, I think there's four keywords in this project, so it will do this 4 times. It will then create the 4 Google sites, and then it will present a PDF at the end with all the links created to suit these videos created and the Google sites created, etc. Plus it will upload that PDF to your Google Drive and put a link to that Google Drive containing all the links to all the other content it's created on your Google site. And it will also put an embed of that PDF on the Google site created, giving you even more tiered links again. It's pretty phenomenal. So I'll pause this and I'll come back. So while EVO is running in the background, let's talk about Google accounts. The main thing you need to understand when running EVO and Google accounts is you need to open that Google account on a browser on the computer that you were using prior to entering it into EVO. And the reason is, if Google notices that Google account is opening up on a different IP address than the last time it was used, it may require you to enter the recovery email address, or there may be some things you need to prove that you are the owner of that account. So you do that in a browser first on this IP on the same computer that you were running EVO on, and give it the information that it wants. Once that's done, then you can then add that Google account into EVO. Otherwise, EVO will log into Google, and it will ask for those requirements which you will not be able to provide in the browser because it will move past it. So once you get a new Google account, if you create the Google account on your computer, obviously that's fine, you can enter it straight into Google. If you purchase Google accounts from us or from other places, you need to open each of those individually only once on the computer you are running EVO on, or any of our other softwares that require Google accounts. So Colin wrote this up for me. Firstly, we go to mail.google.com, log into your account. If you have any requests for SMS or other authentication, then complete those requirements. And then there is the YouTube channel where we need to enable live. So you go there, create channel, get started, click here, enable live, because EVO live streams the video content, which helps it rank better obviously, so you need to enable that in your YouTube account. Verify, done. So EVO's on the 4th video of 4. Once it's created the videos, it will then go and create Google Sites. Right now it's creating a playlist to put in the full videos that were previously, right now just live streamed, and then it will put the URL of that video that I supplied in EVO as the first video in that YouTube playlist. So I'll pause for now and come back once that's completed. So this Google site has just been created, and you can see that it's already embedded the PDF that the software created. Now it's creating the anchor text for the links on this Google site. I just thought I'd show you that. I'll just pause again. So it's creating a Google site. That's the title up here. That's the image that we supplied. It's creating that's the main root of the Google site. Now it's creating an internal page using the keyword phrase that you supplied, and that is the title for this internal page on the Google site. We'll now add the image, and then we'll add text and links, and it will also add an embed of the related video using the same keyword phrase, and then it will put an embed of the YouTube playlist as well, which is obviously great. Gives you links back to an embed and links back to the video that you supplied to be at the top of that YouTube playlist. Very, very cool. So there you can see we're embedding the playlist that was just created by the EVO software, and that video is from the business that I'm promoting. There's the article content, and now it's embedding, let's have a look what it's doing. It's embedding the PDF on drive.google.com. Very, very cool. So you've got links in that PDF being embedded on a Google Drive. That's incredibly powerful tiered links. All Google entities that help these videos and sites to rank in Google, and thus supplying highly relevant links to the site that you are promoting in the software, or the links you put in the description. So you can see here the software is telling you where it's up to in the project. It's creating the fourth of 4 Google sites. That's 4 of 4 because 4 is the amount of keywords. If you had 8 keywords, it would be 4 of 8, etc. Okay, the project is finished, and now the software has stopped right here. And now in the past the software used to close, which meant that it would no longer be connected to the YouTube video viewing network. So now we've made it, once the software stops, it just sits there, and the video that I've listed to get views is still connected to the database, meaning everyone is viewing it, and this software is still viewing other members' videos in the background as I speak. This is the PDF that just popped up. So the first video, the content of the video, the playlists that are created. So these are all the videos that just created, one for each keyword, and the playlists that are created. That is the link to this same PDF. So if I click on that, allow, it's the same PDF that you're looking at. It's already been uploaded to drive.google.com, etc., etc. And then below that is a link to the Google sites created, the root, and 3 individual internal pages for the other 3 keywords. The first keyword goes into the title of the root. So in list of importance, when you enter the keywords, always enter the main keyword phrase you're targeting as the top keyword phrase to use. Now this part is really cool. So you go to My Documents, Reinforce SEO EVO 3, PDFs, and that lists all the PDFs that you have created, and of course there's timestamps. So this is the one we just created. And there it is there. So that's a good way to check on your previous projects, and to pull up any links that you need for previous projects. Just go to My Documents, Reinforce SEO, EVO 3, PDFs, and all that content is there. So if you want to create another project, click on Restart, and the software loads again. And now I'll show you how to add a Google account. So you put in your click on a Google account. Boom. There it is there. If you want to use that account, select it, double click on it, and it goes over there. If you want to get rid of it, double click, it goes back. If you want to remove that, right click and click on delete selected account. So that's all you need to know. It's very simple to add Google accounts. Now the reason, you can add an unlimited number of Google accounts in this software, and the reason I've done that is the whole idea about using Google entities is to keep them alive. So we supply great Google accounts that you can use in this software that will not trip the spam filters, or it will not trip Google's spam filters. I'll show you those in a minute. But the main important point is I like to use, the main issue is to not overuse one Google account. So you can do as many projects as you like, but don't use the same Google account. Load up tons of Google accounts in here, and every time you do a project, use a different Google account. Do you need to have Google accounts themed the same as the niche that you're promoting? Yes or no? If you have a good paying client, I will designate Google accounts specifically for that client. So the only content that goes through those Google accounts is content related to that niche of that business. It helps. That being said, I use the same Google accounts for vast ranging different niches, and they still work fine. I have basic marketing accounts, and then I'll have assigned Google accounts for specific clients. But as a general rule, the Google accounts work really well across different niches. They don't really need to be niche specific. How many Google accounts can you manage across one IP? I think the real safe number is 10. We use probably double that, but we're not smashing them out 24/7 every day going through different Google accounts. So the number I feel safe giving out is 10 different Google accounts per IP address. If you need more IP addresses, you can get an additional license to run this software, and you can have one on your home PC. You can have one on the VPS. Your VAs can have a license specifically for them. So you can have unlimited additional licenses for EVO. Just contact support and we'll organize a deal for you there. If you're unsure on what keywords to use, grab my course from videosearchshifter.com, which goes into great detail about how to source keywords, which are the best ones to use, and specifically how to use them with the EVO software. And really, it's great to dominate the first page with video carousels. Any content that you put in EVO will end up on the first page of Google using the strategies we supply in this document. And simply put, grab your most powerful 8 keyword phrases that you want to target, get them ranking, and then use the same project and swap out those 8 keyword phrases for the next level keyword phrases, so you get as much traffic from as many keyword phrases as possible. If you want to rank for those more competitive terms, you definitely need this course to describe the strategies used to really put time and effort in to get those high trafficked keyword phrases and cover the first page or above the fold of Google with your content. That's the idea. Now we need to talk about Google accounts. If you'd like to order Google accounts from us, go to our Facebook EVO 3 group, click on guides, and you can order account packages here, right there. And this is what is performed in the accounts that we create and sell. So you get a Gmail account. We input all this data, then we subscribe to Morning Brew using that Google account. Now the whole idea of these Google accounts is to make them appear in Google's eyes that they are accounts held by humans, and that's what people do. People use the Google login to join different websites. So we log in and join Morning Brew with your Google account to show that that's what a normal person would do. We set up the Gmail profile, we set up the YouTube channel, we verify the channel, and that's live stream enabled, of course. Then we set up a blogger account using that same. We use a Twitter account, which is what people normally do. Then we set up IFTT, and then any content that goes to YouTube is then auto-tweeted to this Twitter account that was just created. It also any content that's created in the YouTube channel is then posted automatically on the Blogger blog created above, so you are enjoying even more links from Twitter, very powerful domain, and Blogger, obviously another Google entity, so your content will rank stronger using these Google accounts. Then we do a test run to the YouTube channel to make sure it's all going well, check IFTT, etc. And there is other stuff that's not listed in this, but it's logged into a ton of places, and what we are doing is mimicking what normal humans do with their Google accounts to avoid spam penalties, and they work exceptionally well. So I'll wrap it up there, and the main thing I want to get across is once you've done 1 or 2 projects and they're working, you will be an expert. That's all you need to know. But it's easy to do them. It's easy to create a project once you've got the first and second out of the way. And then all you need to do is start EVO, select a project, click run, and forget about it. It does all the work for you. Okay, I've been Peter Drew. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
2008. It was the golden age for SEO. We dreamt big, and times were good. Brute force SEO dominated the market and gave everyone the opportunity for a piece of the action. Thousands of new SEO agencies popped up all over the globe. But not everyone wanted to share this wealth. The greedy overlords at Google flexed their financial might and burned an empire to the ground.
Because my father, Peter Drew, told me to.
But legendary empires refuse to die. They rise from the ashes, resurrected and more powerful than before.
Software upgrade complete. Reinitializing. Restoring the 8 sacred pillars of SEO web dominance. Collating key phrases. Pillar 1 activated. Now generating YouTube thumbnails.
EVO is taking your key phrases and creating thumbnails for each of them.
Stage complete. Pillar 2 activated. YouTube playlist creation in progress. Pillar 4 processing. Initiating live stream videos.
EVO is creating 8 optimized live streaming videos from your key phrases. This is why he's so powerful.
Live streaming in progress. Generating links.
Each of the videos EVO is creating will automatically link out to 5 other videos and back in from numerous others, creating a massive link network.
Network created. Pillar 5 active. Converting key phrase into a Google site.
Incredible! EVO is generating a new Google site with 7 additional optimized pages, all with videos embedded into them.
6th pillar restored. Matrix creation initiated.
Now each Google site is reaching out to link with others on the brute force network.
Final pillar activated. Dominance almost complete.
Finally, EVO is generating views, likes, and comments for every single video. He really is determined to get his revenge.
Pillars restored. Brute force web dominance restored.
That's amazing, EVO. Brute force SEO is back and in control. What's next?
Rank everything, everywhere.